Members flank me. All right. On behalf of Kenya Kwanza coalition in Parliament, as the members appointed to represent that coalition in these bipartisan talks. This meeting is the second meeting after the one we had at Kempinski last week. And at Kempinski, we agreed to meet today so that we could continue with the bipartisan talks. I wish to report that we have made tremendous progress today because we had several issues to discuss. In as much as we never exhausted all of them, we have tackled two in a manner that we think is the best we could do in the circumstances. Two items. These were, number one, the joint secretariat. We have agreed as a committee that we require to have a joint secretariat so that we can be getting our records formal and we are able to make reference from time to time regarding what we have. We have discussed this and we have agreed this is going to happen. And the Azimio side actually had their proposal already. Lawyer Paul Mwangi was proposed and we had no objection whatsoever to it because that is their choice. We have agreed on our side to consult much more so that we are able to agree on who is going to be our CEO in terms of taking minutes, keeping records and what have you. And we have agreed that we'll be proposing to them our name as we progress. This is going to be within the shortest time possible. Number two, we have discussed the issue of membership to this particular committee constitution. As you very well know, there were objections raised by both sides, with Azimio raising an objection to the inclusion of Honorable Aden Keynan as a member of the committee. The Kenya Kwanza side also had an objection to the inclusion of Honorable David Pkosing as a member of the committee. Last time we met, we agreed that these particular issues, we would engage the principals so that we discuss exactly what it is we have to do with the two objections. We confirmed that we engaged the principal on the Kenya Kwanza side, and his instructions to us were, please go and get what the exact issues are. Then once you agree yourselves, the issues are settled. If you do not agree, we can look at what those issues are and why you cannot agree. We confirm that today we have settled the issues, so we have made progress because the issues against Honorable Keynan were raised. We have discussed that in extenso. The issues against Honorable David Pkosing were also raised. We have also discussed that in extenso. Unfortunately, we have not been able to agree on how to proceed to process those particular objections. And we've, on the part of Kenya Kwanza, agreed that we require further consultations with the principals, with the coalitions, so that we are able to move forward. However, both sides have agreed on the options we have. And those options are three. We wish to communicate the three options to you as follows. We can go for a win-win situation in these talks, which means no side loses. And the only way that can happen is for the two core principles or the coalitions themselves to withdraw the objections. If that happens, it means Honorable Keynan and Honorable Pkosing continue to sit in these particular talks. It's a win-win for everybody, no side loses, and that will be comfortable for the country. We may as well agree where all of us lose, the lose-lose situation, in which case no side wins, no side does anything. The two members are withdrawn by the core principles or by the coalitions and they stop sitting in with an option for replacement or with no option of replacement, because the numbers would remain constant. The only third option we have is for the honorable members themselves to solve such, sit down and examine themselves and make voluntary resignations. If that happens, again, the situation is solved, the problem is actually brought out of the way, and the core principles or the coalitions will choose whether to nominate new persons or to leave the numbers as they are. So, how do we proceed from here? We have made a proposal to our colleagues on the other side that, number one, the two co-chairs can actually meet the core principles and or their representatives in the coalitions, so that we can brief them exactly on what issues were raised on each member and why we came up with the three options we have enumerated to you. Therefore, as we take an adjournment today, it is open to Honorable Otiende Amolo, the co-chair of the Azimio coalition, and myself to meet His Excellency the President, William Samoei Ruto, as an appointing authority, and also meet the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, as a co-principal and appointing authority, so that we can give them a report. And once this is done, including if they opt to exercise the options we have given, we can actually report to the country the progress we have made by this Friday the 29th of April 2023. And finally, may we reiterate on the part of Kenya Kwanza coalition that the Kenya Kwanza coalition is totally committed to these talks. We have come here with open hearts, open hands, and utmost good faith to discuss and agree on how to solve the issues that affect our country today as we speak. Those issues have not been brought before the committee, but we are aware of them from the press, from the papers, and from the written communications we have received from the various sides. We commit ourselves 100% to ensure that these talks are carried through until the country realizes the benefit of the talks, so that we all live harmoniously, the problems possibly are solved, and we have faith in our country as we have always had, and in the country's leadership. That commitment is expressed now and will continue being expressed in all fora that will come in the future. Thank you very much. God bless.